Hello, listeners. Welcome to another amazing episode of InvoTalks. Today, we have amazing Gauthier Malderen with us, who is the founder and CEO of Perlego. Because of Gauthier's inspiring vision and hard work, Perlego has expanded to Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and France. Best part is Perlego is a subscription service that provides all the textbooks for students in ebook form at an affordable price. And Gauthier will be speaking at Leap Tech conference about edtech, and we are over to the moon to have him on our podcast. So without wasting any moment of our precious Gauthier, let's get started. Hello, Gauthier. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm good, thanks.
I'm good too, thank you. Gauthier, we would really like to know about you, about yourself, and who is the person behind this amazing idea of educational content more affordable.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Gauthier. I'm from Belgium originally. I grew up in Belgium. Belgium's quite a small country in Europe with where we speak three languages, so French, German, and Dutch.
Wow.
Yeah. I studied a bit in Italy and then a bit in the UK. And basically, I built Perlego really out of a personal pain point of mine, which was very expensive price of textbooks. And if you're to look in, the press or anywhere else, you'll see that the prices of textbooks have increased by more than 1,022% since 1982, or kind of 3-4 times the rate of inflation. And so when I was at university, I'd buy like a finance book worth $200-300. I'd read 2 chapters of the book and never use it again. And then so from that, we started to build Perlego, which means I read in Latin. So it's got a Latin name behind it. And it was my co-founder's father who found the name. So that's a very quick overview of me.
That's amazing, inspiring, and appreciable. So, Gauthier, how did you come up with the idea of building Perlego, the amazing Spotify of books, and what is your thought behind learning accessible to all the people? Like, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, so if we think about the higher education market, it's a huge market, right? And over, education is a $3.5 trillion market, of which only about 4% is digital. So the market we're currently operating in is very, very big. And if I was to think about our mission, right, Perlego's mission is to make educational content affordable to all. We believe no matter your age, race, or background, everyone should have equal access to their content. And what's really interesting, in territories like India or Africa, very few students have access to the books because it's so expensive to get print books out there. Yeah. And so as a result, piracy is through the roof. Students just download content illegally. So the problem on the student side is content is very expensive, very hard for them to study because they need their content. And on the publisher side, publishers lose a lot of money from not being able to sell to students who don't have money, and then piracy, right? So secondhand book market and piracy is a big problem for them. So the solution we built helps the students and then also helps the publishers.
Oh, wow. It's so thoughtful of you. I mean, you're so amazing. Being so thoughtful about people, because I agree, printed books are very expensive. And being a student, it's difficult to buy such books, and it's so thoughtful of you. So, Gauthier, I want to know about the genesis story of Perlego and to whom Perlego is aimed towards.
Yeah. So the genesis story really, came out of myself from university. So I graduated university about 5 years ago, and so I've been building Perlego ever since. And really, Perlego is for what I call any type of learner. So we have 4 types of learners. We have professors and teachers. We have students. We have professionals. So we have all the best books in leadership, in sales, in coding. And then the 4th is researchers. So people who are researching for their essays and their dissertations. What's also interesting, we have quite a few people who, like corporates, they're buying Perlego for their employees because you get an access to a great library. But fundamentally, the users we serve are people who are interested in reading and lifelong learning.
Okay, great. Okay, so Perlego, Gauthier, sorry, how is Perlego different from other players in the market? Like there are other edtech platforms, there are e-learning platforms. How Perlego is different from them?
Yeah, so I think we're different in maybe 4 or 5 ways. I think the
Uh-huh.
first is the brand and the convenience. If you had the chance to play around with Perlego, it seems
Yeah.
very like easy to use. It's great UX, great UI.
Yes, it is.
And I think, thank you. And I think what's really important is it's been built by students, right? If you look
Yes.
at some of our competitors, it's all been built by, I'm going to be a bit rude, but maybe 65-year-old men who don't really know what the education space is like.
Yes.
In us, it's all been built by recent students. So we understand the market very well. I think the second big thing is we're trying to add lots of functionality in Perlego. So now you can listen to a book on the go with text to speech. You can highlight, annotate, you can do your referencing. So we're trying to make it a much more engaging product and not
Yeah.
just a book product.
Okay.
The third I was going to say is, so recently in August of last year, we launched workspaces. So you can upload content, you can share content. We're creating much more of a collaborative learning experience, so more virality. And then the final one is no one is doing a full subscription. So if you look at other players like Amazon,
Yes.
you know, you have to buy one book for one student. Here it's unlimited access to over 1 million titles.
Yes, I do agree. I was going through your platform, and it was very much composed and structured. I mean, I think it was very much visible for if you're looking for something like for business books, for art books, for architectural books. The things were very much aligned and composed. I agree with that. So, um, sorry. So, so I was going through the statistics, and I just get to know that you have has raised $50 million. What's your secret? How you do that?
Yeah, so today we raised over 75 million, and we raised 50 million a few months ago.
Oh,
I
nice.
think, yeah, so we've done quite a bit. I think fundamentally, a lot of people buy into the long-term vision, right? Which
Mhm.
is we have a strong mission, which is to make education affordable for everyone. And then I think we've been growing quite a lot. We have a beautiful product, but fundamentally, you have to pitch to investors and they have to believe in the future. And I think a lot of investors believe in what we're doing, and so do our customers. And so that's helped us to raise so much money.
Absolutely, this idea of making books and education affordable, it's amazing and it's appreciable. So it's a very thoughtful idea. So wow. And
Makes sense, right? When you saw it, you're like,
yes.
this makes total sense.
Yes, it's make total sense when you present to something like, okay, this is my platform. I just wanted to make education available to everyone. So why not someone would invest? And for a person like you who is so hardworking, I get to know about you a lot through your LinkedIn and through your social media. So it was really appreciable. And okay, so Perlico, sorry, Gauthier, for startups listening to us out there, how much important it is to participate in events like Leap? Like, what is the benefit for about like attending them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think probably there's several benefits, but I think one of them is connecting with investors and fellow entrepreneurs, which is quite energizing, right? The second is to learn about the wider entrepreneurial ecosystem. So there are lots of startups that they're going to go to Leap. There'll be lots of interesting talks. So for entrepreneurs, it's a good way to learn of what are people doing in other industries, and maybe you can bring some of those learnings into your own company.
Mm-hmm.
I think also it's also great to potentially connect with future partners. So you have some big companies going there who are looking to partner either maybe for development reasons, or maybe, I know that quite a few AI companies going. One of the things we're really interested in is adding maybe more AI functionality into Perlego. So I get to meet people there. And then, the other one is promoting the Perlego brands internationally.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to tell a bit of our story. So I think those will help as well.
So you have a booth as well over there.
I think so. I know I'm doing a talk, and I think one or two of my colleagues will be there, and they have quite a few meetings, but I'm meeting with people, I've got meetings booked in with like universities and investors. So I'm kind of trying to use my time to meet a lot of people locally.
So how frequently you attend such events like Leap? Like, what are your
So
preference?
yeah,
Are you kind of an introvert person or just an extrovert person who will just keep networking with people, meeting new people, new cultures? Like, what kind of?
yeah, it's a good question. I think it depends on the stage of the business. So in my first 3 years of Perlego, I was all focused about building the company, and it was kind of survival mode, right? So I didn't go to that many events. But now, we're 110, we're 113 people in the business. We're growing, we're becoming more international. I have to become more public and do more public speaking. So it's part of the job.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing more of it. I'd say probably I attend anywhere between 4 or 5 events a year.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it's a good way for people to hear about us and hear our stories. So I'm doing it more and more.
Okay, very nice. So is Gauthier a reading person? Is do you
Yeah, of course I have to. Yeah, it's my job. My job. So yeah, some of my favorite books. My favorite book is the founding story of Nike, Shoe Dog. It's an
Okay.
amazing story. We have it on Perlego. Yeah, that's my favorite book so far.
Okay, it's amazing. So, what are your expectations, by the way, from Leap, and what are your plans for that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be there for 4 days. I'd love to meet local partners, so I'm going to meet some local universities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of universities buy Perlego for their students, so I'm hoping that a few universities there might purchase Perlego. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to connect with some big investors there, so some big funds, and then I'm going to try and meet with fellow edtech companies. So I know that 2U's going. I know 1 or 2 other companies are going, so try and connect with fellow founders.
Oh wow, amazing! I think such these events are important for your own knowledge as well, for or your own idea of being business, how to develop your business, meeting new people, new culture, what is going on in every industry, whether it is in IT industry or a fintech industry or in a healthcare department. Like, because things are growing like with the speed of light. Things are getting
Yeah.
involved
Going
and involved
fast.
and involved. Especially this thing of from moving from printed books to ebooks. So we can see how things are evolving, especially
Yeah.
because of IT. So it's good. So
What are you going to do at the event? What is the expectation for you?
I'm hoping. Uh, I have lots of hopes from Leap. Because we are also exhibiting over there. We have our booth in Hall 5. I
Nice.
think it's F30, and we would really like to meet you over there as well.
Yeah, I'll come and say hello for sure.
Last year we went and it went very amazing. We met a lot of people, a lot of tech industries, get to know about how IT is expanding in the globally, how things are evolved, AI, machine learning, blockchain, metaverse, how things are getting involved, and especially in education sector as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
hopes are high
nice.
from Leap as well.
Good. And
Yeah.
this is the second year, right?
Yes. Yes.
Nice. So every year it gets better. So hopefully it'll be bigger and better than last year.
Yes, it is. So, Gauthier, it's really nice to meet you, to have a conversation with you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, and then we'll see
Have a
each other
great
next week.
day. Yeah,
Bye, guys.
definitely. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.